how much do you think? Like, obviously, we as the royal we care a lot about.
I think they care more, but not the same way we care. I think they care more about Prime because they're like, look at these. This dude is not better than me, and he's getting $1.1 million. This dude isn't even on the same level as me. He was at a JUCO, and he's getting paid.
Yeah.
Where is my money? And I'm not going to Boulder for that. I'm not getting. We heard was it Coleman on our show that said he talked to Prime? Somebody, one of the recruits on our show or the transfers on our show said they talked to Prime.
Yeah,
and he's like, it was Coleman did say he talked to Prime. And guys like that sometimes just don't want that spotlight on them.
Yeah.
And they're like, I wouldn't sell. They're selling their soul to play for a school that won 1-2 games.
Yeah, it's definitely a gamble. That's for damn sure. It's a risk.
So I think they care. I don't know more, but they care in a different way.
Yeah.
There's too much spotlight on that.
You want to know what the problem with this conversation is? Is we were talking about Cal and we just looked right past it and started talking about Colorado.
But these are professionals. We're not.
Well,
in our own right.
Man, come on.
Yeah, I know.
Professional talkers? No,
and
not
also
even that.
they're not professionals.
Shit.
Professional. They're not professionals. They are amateurs and student athletes.
All right, well, let's look past Cal then. Let's continue looking past Cal. Go straight to the Prime game. It's not even going to be called Colorado Week. It's Prime game. Obviously, all eyes are going to be on that game.
I'm just sad because we don't have an excuse to travel to Colorado for this game.
I mean, Colorado is going to be 1-4 going into this game.
They do. Do you have their schedule up?
I know their first. So the first 5, they open with TCU. L. They got a Matt
TCU
Rule.
That's about to be mad.
They got a Matt Rule coached Nebraska team. Then you get your Colorado
Did you say
State
Matt
win.
Rule coached as a good thing?
I don't know yet.
By college standards, it might be.
I don't know yet. We'll see. When he was at Baylor, it was a good thing.
It was a fine thing. They were fine.
Nebraska,
they're more fine than they were.
Tell me that Nebraska beating Prime and Colorado and then losing the rest of the way out wouldn't make that wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
But it would be great.
Well, yeah, it'd be great. But besides that,
it wouldn't.
Why not?
I don't want them to fail out of conference.
That's true. Yeah, I don't want them to fail out of conference.
I know you do because you're a hater.
That's bona fide hater. Yeah.
Top 5 or their first 5. Lose to TCU. Tight game, whatever you want to call it, against Nebraska. Maybe they win that. Kevin in the chat, Colorado beats Nebraska. Guess we'll see. They beat Colorado State. I'm assuming they beat Colorado State.
Hopefully.
Then they've got at Oregon
to
open conference play.
Definitely a tough one.
And then they got USC coming to town.
That's tough. There's certainly a scenario in which they're 0-5. It's possible. I wouldn't predict it. The Colorado State one's just a little weird.
I say it's more likely they're 1-4.
I also just hate predicting right now.
The rosters, we don't know what the teams look like.
There's still another portal window. Yeah. We don't know. And plus,
1-4.
I know you're a hater.
I mean, the Colorado State one is they should dominate Colorado State, but it's always in-state rivalries are always a little weird.
Trey McBride's going to come back.
Oh yeah,
that'd be wild.
David Roddy's going to come onto the football team for Colorado State.
David Roddy, dog.
Him being on Memphis is so much fun. Yeah. But what was I saying? Yeah, they should. But for me, it's more like I'm looking at these games more about like the intangibles. Like we said, we don't know what the roster is going to look like, but the Nebraska thing is going to be...
The rosters aren't going to change too drastic, I feel like, from now until...
Well, but if there was a program whose roster might change drastically...
It's
these two. Yeah, exactly.
100%.
Specifically Colorado.
You see the video that samples Dillingham and
they're in there putting in work.
Carrington getting out of the
you saw
jet?
the video that Colorado put out with Tim Brewster or whatever his name was?
No, because I don't have my post notifications on for Colorado like you do.
I don't.
Coach's like, new Colorado tweet just dropped.
I just can't wait for this team to be bad so I can...
I can't wait to find your burner account.
I don't have a burner.
That's what
want
the burner
them
account says.
to lose one game this year, or two games this year.
You want Colorado to lose 2 games?
I want them to lose 2 games this year.
Yeah.
At Arizona State and in Las Vegas for the Pac-12 championship against Arizona State.
There you go. I mean, that's one way to look at it.
Tell me that's not the perfect situation.
No, that's a phenomenal.
You want to be a plumber one day? You got a lot of pipe dreams, buddy.
Yeah, of course it's a fucking pipe dream. I was like, where are we fucking going with this?
That was phenomenal. You just come up with that?
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, you shouldn't want Colorado to fail, bro. You should not want Colorado to fail. And yes, I know Colorado State's not good. All I was saying is that in-state rivalries are weird. Things can happen.
So yeah, Colorado very well could be 1-4 going into that ASU game. Should be interesting.
I'll give them 2 and 3. I'll give them more credit. Than that. They should beat Nebraska, man. Come on. Nebraska.
This Colorado team was awful last year.
So was Nebraska. That's a poverty program.
We're not talking about who they just lost in the portal yesterday. J2 Shrout. I mean, that's huge.
Yeah. No. Kevin in the chat, Colorado versus Arizona State measurement game for the Sun Devils. You have to beat the Buffs.
Yeah.
No, I would 100% agree. Right outside of Oklahoma State.
Stop it, Jason.
I'm skipping. Jason, I'm with you.
It's so bad for the conference.
Skipping the USC game. Right, skipping the USC game. I feel like Colorado is your next game as a fan that you are circling at the start of the season.
Oh, you mean you're not getting that for Cal?
No.
Yeah. No. Of course. Yeah. I mean. Yeah,
that's bold, though, Tree.
Everybody wants to play Colorado right now. Like it's the most famous coach in the sport.
Before we move on to Washington, like after seeing the way the schedule has kind of,
do they win their bye week?
They win the bye week. I fucking hope so.
Gotta win the bye week.
After seeing the way that the schedule has trickled down, right, and the way it's come out, the way everything's like slated, are you fine with playing Colorado as your third conference game, or would you have rather had Colorado as a week 0 game?
Ooh. I don't know. With a team this new, I don't want a conference game being the first game you play.
Well,
you don't want Prime's very first game.
If it's week 0, that's just good for the school.
Yeah, I mean,
for the pack. Like, that would have been awesome.
From a pure like.
But I also don't care.
From a pure like, I want them to win as many games as possible and what's best for the team. I don't think playing a conference opponent, especially one that's hyped immediately, is a good idea. Personally, I would rather than play them in the middle of the conference.